All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Max Bergstrom with Agent Elite, and I am here to go over this live training with you. We're going to be covering the 90-day action plan for realtors part 3. So if you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, definitely look back or just shoot me a chat, shoot me a DM, and I can get those trainings over to you. All right, let's go ahead and we'll get started here. So we're entering the final stretch, so we want to overview the importance of discipline, accountability, and perseverance in achieving your long-term success in your business. So it's always important to look ahead, right? So refining your habits, ensuring accountability, things like that. Building a habit is one thing, and doing it a few or I'm sorry, doing something a few times is one thing, but we really want to be building habits here with the end of as we get into the final stretch of our plan. And at the end of the session, guys, I'm going to go over the worksheet with you. So no worries about that. Now, how exactly do we cultivate success? Well, there's a few different things here. Getting up early and being mindful of your surroundings, being mindful of your body, your emotions, all that stuff plays into how well you perform. So starting your day with clarity and purpose is huge. Prioritizing and time management. Focus on what truly moves the needle, right? So, a great exercise is to break down your KPIs or your key performance indicators. What are the things that you want to grow in your business? And then set that goal and then work backwards from that. And then that way you'll know daily what to be mindful of and what sort of habits to build. Continuous learning, super important, right? Always stay ahead by constantly acquiring new knowledge. I can't stress this enough in real estate, but also in marketing, in business. Things change very quickly. So it's going to be an asset to you to make sure that you have an attitude of lifelong and continuous learning. Physical activity, nutrition, a healthy body is going to foster a sharp mind. So it's important to move your body a little bit, get the blood flowing, get the endorphins moving. That'll help your day. Routine reflection, regularly assessing and progressing and adjusting your course, right? If you have a new routine, you're trying out new things and something doesn't work, something's taken away from something else, then it's always important to look at that and pivot if need be. Effective communication. So building those strong relationships through clear and empathetic interactions. This is with clients, this is with partners, this is with bosses, brokers, whomever. Effective communication can not only eliminate a lot of obstacles and problems, but it's really the best way to put your best foot forward. And then eliminating excuses. And I'll be vulnerable with you guys. Like, this is a tough one for me. I can justify not doing something very easily because every excuse in the book pops up, right? I got to pick up my kid. I worked overtime last night, so I deserve a break. I'm not very busy today. I can push this off till tomorrow. Things like that. You really want to check yourself when you're doing this, or if you find these thought patterns. And the way to do that is to be able to spot them. So if an excuse pops up, you have to be able to recognize that and stop that, or at least address that and say, why am I making an excuse for this? Why am I procrastinating? Yada, yada, yada. You guys get it. Okay, so keeping yourself accountable. So, an introduction to the weekly accountability worksheet as a tool for self evaluation and continuous improvement. So we're going to go over this worksheet, but what I'm going to say is that, when you set goals using the sheet, it's not just about the long term objectives, it's about breaking them down into actionable weekly targets. Exactly what I said, right? So there's a saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So think about how to set realistic weekly goals and the importance of celebrating those small wins to maintain motivation, because you know we're trained as business people and just as humans in general to focus on failure. And if 10 things, if 9 things go right and one thing goes wrong, as humans, we're going to focus in on that one thing, right? So super, super important to celebrate those little wins, but also take that big macro goal and then break it down into little bits. And then that way, you're only doing small increments of what needs to get done to achieve that goal. It's much more manageable, and you won't get burnout. All right, now let's talk about tracking progress. Okay, so essentially, your new contact goal achievement. How many people do you want to meet? How many clients do you want to meet? How many networking events do you want to go to? How many potential professional partners do you want to meet? Right. So set that weekly appointment goal and start focusing on the activities that are going to drive those new appointments. Your database management, your CRM, this is important too. This is a place where you can add files, notes, tasks, pretty much, a whole entire record. So you want to, as you're building a relationship, if you've got a lot of appointments, you don't want to miss a beat, right? You want to know as much information about each one so you can connect with each one of them in a personalized, meaningful way. And then marketing engagement. So, looking at your website, looking at your social media, looking at your email, how is that going? What are your engagement rates like? What's your click through on your email? Are people engaging with your content? Is it working? Is it not? Should you try new things, or do more of what you're already doing? So, there's a saying that says, if you can't measure it, it doesn't exist. And in business, I definitely believe this. All right, now let's talk about learning from setbacks. So, what's the importance of reflecting on missed commitments, and understanding the reasons behind them and then planning those adjustments? Well, it's just that, guys. If you have a setback, that's going to happen. Everybody has setbacks. But the thing is that if you learn from the setbacks, then you can re-pivot, or I'm sorry, you can pivot or you can reposition so you don't have that setback in the future or you don't make that same mistake. So, go into it with the glass half empty point of view. So, you can learn. And when a failure happens or a setback, it's a good thing, right? Because you're discovering what not to do or what to avoid, and then you're going to pivot and plan to recalculate your course and get back on track. All right, now daily actions. I love this because this is kind of in line about what we talked about taking your macro goals and breaking them down. But the way to do it is to you've got your top priority appointments, you got your to-do list, you got your gratitudes and wins, you've got your contacts. How many contacts are you making? What's your goal versus what you have? Then you got your meals and your daily habits, and then your lead gen tasks, right? So it's broken up into six things, and these are like the building blocks of success. So each day is an opportunity for you to advance toward your goals. So walk through this daily action plan and um, use it, track it. There's tons of apps you can use that, simple lists you can make. Trello, Asana, Slack. To Slack especially is good to communicate with others on your team. There's a Moleskine set of apps on iPhone that's fantastic for this. So daily action plan, make sure you get dialed in for each day so you can maximize and make the most out of it. All right, your path to the top. So, you got to maintain discipline, honesty, and a continuous effort. And having an accountability partner is huge. That's somebody who can call you on your BS, but also celebrate with you, congratulate you, and then push you, right? Sometimes we all need to put, even the most motivated, disciplined people sometimes need a push in their life. So having somebody that knows your plan, knows what you're doing, and that you're sharing this with regularly will be a huge asset to you. So I usually have a Q&A part. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat or send me a DM. I'd absolutely love to connect with you. This is going to conclude our 90-day action plan. And this is what the last few sheets look like here. So this first sheet, we're talking about high performance habits. You've got your weekly checkpoint over here. So this kind of shows what your contact, like how to set your contact goals, your appointment goals, manage your database, your marketing engagement, X, Y, and Z. And then the last one is you've got this handy dandy daily action plan worksheet where you can knock everything out in one. So if you do not have the 90-day action plan worksheet yet, it is available. Please DM me. Please reach out. I will make sure that you get this sent to you. And I really appreciate you guys hopping on and joining me. I hope you got some value out of this training. We normally do live trainings at least 2 to 3 times a month, usually on Fridays. So I hope to see you at the next one. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend and a fantastic rest of your day.